was basically like this monster was winning, and I was just this vessel in which the monster was like, I'm gonna have fun with you. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Ticking Together. As always, the goal of this channel is to provide education about and to raise awareness as to what it's like living with Tourette Syndrome. So today I'm going to talk to you guys about, I guess, what it was like growing up with Tourette Syndrome and how I honestly felt like there was a monster in my own body growing up. Growing up in itself is very hard. When you're young, you're learning, you're trying out new things, you're just trying to be the best you that you can possibly be. But when there's something holding you back from doing all of that, it almost seems like life is hopeless. It seems like there's really no point in growing up. So when I was 12 years old, I was diagnosed with Tourette Syndrome, and honestly, that diagnosis was, at the time, the worst thing that could have ever happened to me. Being 12, you are still really young while also kind of transitioning into that teenage phase, and people at that age can be really, really mean. And myself included, to my brain, I was not nice to myself. Imagine feeling like you have absolutely no control over your body. This is what I mean when I say it was like I had a monster in my body. It was like something inside of me was controlling my movements, controlling my words, controlling my thoughts. It was like I wasn't me anymore, if that makes sense. And it was just like one day I woke up and I wasn't myself. And like, it's really hard to remember about it and think about it because like, I wouldn't wish it on anyone. Honest to goodness, I would not wish Tourette Syndrome on anyone, especially young children, and I know that about 1 in 100 of us out there in the world have to deal with it. And I wish it was a smaller number because I don't want people to have to go through what I went through. Just like thinking back on it, feeling like I wasn't in control of anything was horrible. Like, I try and advocate and be positive on this channel, but this video is going to be a little bit more dark, I guess, just because I'm gonna say that when I was 12, Tourette Syndrome was a monster. Tourette Syndrome was the worst thing that I ever had to deal with, and it was really hard to live with, really, really hard. And now that I'm medicated enough, I don't experience as many tics as I used to, which I'm so thankful for. And I'm not trying to discredit anyone out there who has really bad tics and stuff, because I still do sometimes. But for me, Tourette Syndrome was a monster, and my body was taken over by this monster. I remember there was a few times when I would have tic attacks when I was younger, and I still get them today, but the ones when I was younger, it was basically like this monster was winning, and I was just this vessel in which the monster was like, I'm gonna have fun with you, I'm gonna make you do things you don't want to do. And I can't even begin to explain it to you guys. Like, it was really awful. Tourette Syndrome is a neurological disorder that affects the brain, and it causes people like me to make involuntary movements and sounds. And these involuntary movements and sounds that I was making starting when I was younger, even before 12 when I was diagnosed, like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me doing it. I didn't want to do it. It wasn't my fault, and I'm so proud of myself that I can say that today, that it wasn't my fault, because the monster that was inside me was the one that was controlling me. It was like this monster had control of my strings, and I was a puppet, and it was just pulling the puppet strings all over, and I was flailing and doing different things, and I couldn't stop it, and I didn't know why I was doing it. And like, just if you put yourself in the shoes of you when you were younger, say 10 to 12, in that kind of age range, like, imagine not being in control of your body at 12. I don't know how else to describe it other than that. Like, people would be telling me to stop doing what I was doing, and I didn't know why I was doing it. I would just blame this monster that was in control of my body because I didn't know. And not knowing why you're doing something that is like painful and hurtful and harmful, like, that is awful. And like I said, I wouldn't wish it on anyone. And looking back on it now, I just wish I could give my 12-year-old self a hug and tell her it's gonna be okay. Because like, no one deserves that. feeling so misunderstood, and finally getting the diagnosis at 12 and learning that people that had what I had were mocked and made fun of, and the monster inside of me was something in my brain that I couldn't control and I would live with forever. It was almost like I was getting a death sentence of my old self. The old Carly was gone. She was never coming back. The Carly before the tics was never coming back. And to know that I would have to live with this monster forever, have to live alongside it in the same house, my body, that's a lot to take for a 12-year-old. I remember I would have really painful tics, and I still do to this day. I'm sure some of you guys watching this have seen my tic attack videos and my other videos where I have lots of tics, and I don't know. It's like if I could get rid of this monster and have it like go away for a while, I would. And like, I hate to say that because I know it's part of me and I should live with it, but it's really hard to live with. And I don't know, like I wish I could get you guys out there to imagine what it's like to live feeling like you are not in control of your body and like there's a monster inside of you. And growing up, people imagine monsters because monsters aren't real. Disclaimer, but the monster inside of me is real. And I always tried to picture like what it would look like or what it would sound like or what it would do. And I guess what it is it's Tourette Syndrome. Tourette Syndrome is my monster that I have to live with. And it hurts physically, it hurts mentally, it hurts emotionally. It's caused problems with me and my family. It's caused problems with friends. It's honestly done nothing but cause negative things. Okay, maybe that's a lie. I have met a wonderful community online of others with Tourette Syndrome, and I'm so thankful for that, and I wouldn't change that for the world because they're able to help me and we can help each other live with our monsters. But I don't know. Other than that, and other than being able to like advocate and raise awareness and provide education for others like me, it's not a good thing. And yeah, right now the monster is telling me that I need to do this thing with my neck that you're seeing. And it's like, if you don't do what the monster says, the monster's gonna do worse things. If that makes sense. It's gonna cause you to do even more tics and even more movements. And I don't know if this metaphor of this monster idea makes sense, but to me, I always felt like I lived with a monster in my body. And growing up with this monster, we weren't friends, we weren't companions, we weren't even acquaintances, we were just enemies. We didn't want to live together, and still to this day I wish I didn't have to live with it, but I know I do, and I know it will never go away. And I guess why I'm making this video is to maybe acknowledge that I have to live with it, and this monster and I, maybe we should get to know each other a little more. And I think by making this YouTube channel, I am embracing it a little bit more because, to be honest, no one in my personal life except for a few friends and family even know that I deal with Tourette Syndrome. None of my friends or family in real life know that I have this channel, and honestly it's just something I've done for me. I have made this YouTube channel to embrace myself and learn from others and just get to know my monster, because ever since I was little, like, this monster has been with me, and I think we need to start working together to figure it out, because living with a monster in your body isn't fun. I remember when I was younger, there was a lot of times when I would be ticcing a lot, and I would have to get my family members to literally hold my body down because this monster was overtaking me so much, and the tics were just too strong for me to bear. And although it doesn't get to that point anymore, like, I just want people to know that, like, that's hard to deal with. And like, physically being held down to stop moving, and your brain, and you just didn't know why you were moving, and you blamed it on this imaginary monster that you know isn't real. But what else is there to blame it on? Like, it's not me, it's never been me. But then I think maybe it is me. Maybe Tourette Syndrome is me, and I was born with it. It's in my brain, so I guess it is a part of me. And to acknowledge that is scary, because ideally you do want to blame it on something else. I want to blame it on this monster with fangs and sharp claws and just humongously mean. I want to blame it on something ferocious and scary. But then I think about it and I think, if I am Tourette syndrome, I'm not scary. I hope not. I'm just me. And if I can learn to live with it and be embracing of it, maybe it'll get better for me. Maybe I'll calm the beast inside of me. And I don't know if this makes any sense to you guys, but I just wanted to be really vulnerable and open up and talk about what it was like growing up feeling like there was a monster inside of my body, and still to this day feeling like there's a monster inside of my body. And yeah, it's been really difficult. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, and I hope I haven't sugarcoated it throughout my videos because it's hard to deal with, and I know I've said that a lot, but it is. It's, even now with my neck tick, it's like not satisfying. The urge isn't satisfying, and when it doesn't, you just keep doing it and the monster's like, let's do it some more, let's keep doing it, you gotta do it. And I imagine the monster's voice to be negative and scary and dark and raspy and mean. I just imagine it to be this mean entity. And like I said, maybe we need to learn to live together and calm it and make the beast kind of get a little bit more relaxed inside of me. So to my monster inside of my body, I want to say I'm sorry for being so hard on you and for not understanding you and not even trying to understand you. I've been selfish, I've been rude, I just have not welcomed you. And it's been hard for me, in all honesty, but I'm trying to welcome you. I'm trying really hard to let you know that we have to live together and we have to work together. And I'm gonna try to love you. I really am. Because you deserve it and I deserve it. We really do. And we're a team. And to my 12-year-old self, I wish I could give you a hug and tell you that this monster will be with you forever. But today's the day I'm gonna start acknowledging it and welcoming it with open arms. And hopefully one day me and this monster can be friends, and maybe one day he'll loosen his grasp on my puppet strings. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel, because my goal of this channel is to provide education, to raise awareness, and to break the stigma surrounding Tourette syndrome. And I think this video does a good job of it. With your help by clicking that subscribe button, you guys can help me spread the word. If you want to share this video, go for it. I would love it if you would watch other Tourette syndrome accounts on YouTube and just educate yourselves and learn what you need to learn, because the media has made Tourette's out to be some negative thing, and it is kind of like a monster what it's made it out to be. And that's maybe why I have this visual from ever since I was younger, this monster in my brain. So if you can educate yourselves, I would love it. And by subscribing to my channel, you guys can definitely get started on that. I would also love it if you would give this video a thumbs up and leave a comment down below saying hi, telling me what you want to see in future videos, or telling me if this video made any sense to you. Say hi to my monster. I don't know. It might just be the complete randomest video I've ever made, but like I said, it's for me and my monster. I hope you guys have a great night.